She screamed it across my mother's living room. Not whispered, not cried, screamed. "You're the reason my husband left me." My family turned slowly, like a firing squad, and aimed their faces at me. No one asked questions, no one asked for proof, they just believed her. Because she was shaking, because she was loud, because she was always the favorite. I didn't defend myself. I went silent. I watched the room mark me for execution, and I let them. Years earlier, she used to braid my hair on the kitchen floor while we watched old movies on her laptop. She used to steal French fries off my plate and wink like we shared a secret language. She held my hand when my first relationship collapsed. She called me her best friend and said it so often I stopped questioning it. When she met him, I helped pick her dress. I stood behind her at the mirror while she practiced smiling like she already had everything she ever wanted. I believed her. That's why the betrayal tasted like metal in my mouth. It didn't happen all at once. It was a slow contamination. The way conversations died when I walked in. The way she stopped tagging me in photos. The way my name became a quiet pause in the room. Then came the rumors. Whispers that I'd interfered. That I'd talked too much. That I'd gotten involved when I shouldn't have. Finally, the message. A screenshot sent to me from a cousin I barely spoke to anymore. Is this true? It was a lie. Clean, designed, perfectly shaped, and tied neatly to my name. I didn't cry. I stopped breathing for a few seconds. Then I started thinking. Silence became my weapon. I didn't defend myself. I didn't beg. I didn't explain. I let them believe she was right. I let the doors close. The phones stop ringing. The invites disappear. I smiled through it. Because once you're exiled, you can move unseen. I archived social posts, saved voice notes, collected contradictions, watched who said what, memorized patterns, kept timestamps and screenshots buried in folders labeled dull names. And I waited. Years. People underestimate quiet women. I never corrected them. The email arrived on a Tuesday night. No warning, no build-up, just a subject line that felt like a knife warming in my palm. She lied about everything. I opened it slowly. His words weren't dramatic. They were surgical, calm, clean, precise. He wrote about the lies, about the manipulations, about how she needed a villain when she got bored, and how I had been the easiest one to sculpt. He didn't ask me anything. He just said, "I thought you should know." I sat in the dark and felt peace. The kind that comes before a storm you've been planning your whole life. I didn't forward it right away. That would have been sloppy. I verified everything, every timeline, every claim. I cross-checked his details with things I'd already archived. They matched, seamless. I compiled, cleaned it, screenshots, dates, contradictions, patterns of behavior. I didn't exaggerate. I didn't editorialize. I let her own words convict her. Then I built the email. Short subject line, no more stories. Recipient list, my parents, her friends, cousins who'd blocked me, the family group chat I hadn't been in for years, and her. Last, always last. My finger hovered, not shaking, steady. Then I pressed send. We met again in the same living room. Different air, different balance. She tried to smile when she saw me. It came out cracked. Nobody hugged her. Nobody looked at her. She whispered, "Why?" I sat down slowly, folded my hands. "You were loud," I said quietly. I was patient. Her eyes started to water. I had already cried years ago, silently, alone, when it mattered. She tried to explain, tried to justify, tried to make it messy. But no one asked her questions anymore. The room had shifted. It always does when the truth walks in calmly. I stood to leave. She looked small, not like a villain, like someone finally seen clearly. Now, I don't go to every family gathering. I don't need to. My name isn't poisonous anymore. That's enough. I don't gloat, I don't celebrate, I breathe easier, sleep deeper. And when people finally ask why I never fought back then, I don't explain. I just smile. Because they wouldn't understand. I wasn't silent because I was weak. I was quiet because I was building something that couldn't be undone. She screamed in a moment. I waited for years. That's the difference. That's the win.